Well, welcome back to Living with a Classic, and we're in my tow truck, 1990 Volkswagen LT31, and it's mid-engine, or whatever you want to call it, cab over. So we're going to check the oil here before we go. It is pretty late in the evening here, but it's summer in Sweden, so it's very light out. It's like 9:30. We are pretty much at the max, so that's good. Tomorrow, we're going on a bit of a drive. It will be something like 500 kilometers there and back. And we are towing my little Morris 1300, my ADO16 I've sold to my friend Dan the painter, and I'm delivering it. Also on the way back, we're going to pick up a customer car. That is a little bit, needs some work, so see if it fires up. It's been sitting here for a couple of weeks. Pretty close. There we go. Up and running. We'll drive around the property here, and there's some good level ground there. Set up the ramps and everything, and hopefully get the Morris loaded. I have practiced loading before. I put my XJ6 on it, and it worked really well. So Morris should not be a problem. It's good with a really nice big rear window here. I can see a lot, even though this thing's kind of big. So it should be a pretty good drive tomorrow. It's supposed to rain all day. That's why we're loading up here. It's going to start raining at like 6 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll load it all up now. We'll see how bad the mosquitoes are. We might do the strapping down tomorrow. It ends up being bad. But I'm going to pull up here and put up the ramps, and then we'll go get the Morris. And I think we might drive it up since it does drive. I do have a winch, but probably easier just to drive it up. And we'll stop here. Switch it off. Stay in gear. Parking brake on. And let's get to Morris. Alright, pretty much last drive of the little Morris. It's a fun little car, but it's always good to move it on. And this thing is definitely going to be pretty light. Sorry about the light here, it's kind of dark, but trying to load up here. Like I said, I'm not getting, open the door maybe a little bit. Well, we're almost out of the car, but not trying to do this when it's raining. So I think we're going to try and drive this up onto the ramps. I drove an XJ6 up, and then I tried to winch it as well. Both worked really well, so let me see if I can line up here with the ramps and drive it up. Alright, so we are a little bit over on this side. Yeah, we're a little bit on this side. Let me try one more time, go down, try and be a little bit more over on that side. in gear. Parking brake is on. I think we're a little bit more in the middle now. It's a very small car, so it's probably not that crucial. But yeah, let's see about that far off from the middle of the winch. I'd say we're pretty good. Almost forgot I have these pretty good work lights on there. Might add some more, but really not bad at all. And they're LEDs, so you can keep them on for a long time. I'm just gonna trap it down. It's already starting raining here, but probably not really going anywhere. When I had the XJ on, I had it on the winch as well. I think here I'll just strap it up down all the tires, in gear, parking brake on, and like I always like to do when you drive with a load, I'll drive for a little bit. We have a gas station about 15 minutes away. We'll get some fuel. We'll check over everything. If that's good, then we'll hit the highway. Oh, welcome back. It is the morning. Next day. It rained a bit tonight. It's supposed to rain pretty much all day. So we'll see how it goes. I have you can see over there. I have my youngest with me. So should be a fun long day. We have the Morris on the back, all strapped down. We're going to drive about 10 minutes now to a gas station, fill up. We have about half a tank of fuel, but fill it up. And then I'll check all the straps because it's a pretty bumpy road on the way there. And if it's on there good until then we're fine. It's in gear, parking brake is on. It is held on with 4 straps. And I have it hooked to the winch as well. So I think it should be fine. But we'll get some fuel and get some miles under our belt. It's about I'm guessing at the speed that we're gonna go, maybe like a 3-hour drive until we're dropping off the Morris. So should be some fun. Since I have my youngest with me, we're gonna stop every now and then and some things like that. But should be a good little test here for the tow truck. We got extra coolant with me, extra oil. We have a jump pack, some hand tools, and most of all, importantly, we have a lot of snacks. So we're gonna grab some breakfast now here in the car that we packed. We'll picnic and then we'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Just filled up a full tank here. Using some premium as well. This thing's been sitting for long, and also it's under load. I don't want it to ping or anything, so I just think it's worth the cost. I also put in a little bit of like a corrosion or fuel system cleaner, removes any moisture in case there's any in there. Straps and everything look good. I mean, this thing's not heavy, and like I said, it's on the winch up here as well, so that's really good. All right, on the road, and we'll update you guys in a little bit. We've been driving for about 1.5 hours now, so we're about halfway. Just turned off the highway, and we've used a little less than a quarter tank of fuel. Seems like we'll check fuel economy and all that a little bit later. But no, we're humming along. We've finished all our snacks already, or our breakfast, so we're going to stop for lunch a little bit later. It's raining a little bit every now and then, but I found the intermittent setting on the wipers wasn't really working at first, but I wiggled it a bit and now that works as well, so that's good. And yeah, we're keeping up with traffic, doing pretty well. Not really pushing it at all.
I can drive the speed limit with this, even with a load on the back here. But I'm doing it between 55 and 60 most of the time. I feel pretty happy there, and I think that's also pretty good. I've joined some forums about these cars. A lot of people have them as camper vans, and they say once you go sort of above that, the fuel economy apparently goes really down the tank. So yeah, you're not really losing any time by going maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour slower. But if I gain a bit of fuel economy, that is fine. I'm still going faster than I would be allowed to go if I had a car trailer. So that's really good. We're going to continue here. Like I said, the first stop is to drop off the Morris at Dan. We're not going to be at his paint shop. He has like a house in the country a little bit away from there that he is fixing up for something, and that's where he wants the Morris. So we're going there. That's why we're taking a different route. And then from there, yeah, I'm gonna go pick up another car on the way back. I'm not really gonna film that. It's just a customer's car that's taken apart a little bit, needs a little bit of work at my place, so we're picking that up. But yeah, things are going well. The sun's having a good time, and we'll continue with our little road trip. And it's been a good day today because it's a bank. Yesterday was midsummer. It's like a holiday here. Today is the day after midsummer. It's also Saturday. So no real traffic. I think all the bad traffic was yesterday and the day before, people getting to where they want to be, and then probably bad traffic tomorrow. People will need to get home after the holiday. But today seems pretty nice and calm out, even though what is it? It is 20 minutes to 11. And we really haven't had much traffic at all yet, which is really nice. We're about 5 minutes from our destination. The last half hour has just been sort of small roads like this. Really pretty, and thankfully the rain has stopped, which will be nice when we're unloading. So we get there in a little bit, unload, and then we have probably about an hour drive to the next place. But we're almost ready to go there and unload. And actually, it's been really nice here in the little tow truck. It's beautiful views outside, and yeah, quite a nice day to be out driving. Just unloaded the Morris, and that went really well. And now I'm on my way to Gothenburg to go and just pick up something else. Not going to film too much of that, but we'll do a little recap when we get back, see what the tow truck has done, see how the fuel economy's been and all of that. But we drove about 3 hours non-stop here, and it did nicely then. So hopefully it's gonna go nicely home again. But see you guys in a little bit. It's been a long but fun day. We're back home. I'm gonna go inside. It's late. I'll get my son to bed and all, but he's had like the greatest day. He keeps talking about how much fun he's had, so that's really good. We had a little bit of an odd thing happen on the way back, and an experience with a Good Samaritan. We'll talk about that tomorrow, which was, it's not really often that you meet a complete stranger that helps you out in a big way, and thank you so much to that guy. But yeah, long day, over 550 kilometers, and in the tow truck. But we'll update you guys all on that tomorrow. Well, it's the next day, and let me tell you what happened yesterday. And let me just start off with that, yes, initially it's definitely my fault for not checking, but I mean, no one's perfect, and well, I share everything on this channel, the good and the bad, but this story is great because it involves a Good Samaritan, and you don't often have that nowadays where a complete stranger actually helps someone out. So after I loaded the other car up in Gothenburg, I drove all the way through the city, and I was just south of Gothenburg, and I noticed a really bad vibration and noise coming from the rear of the car. And I thought, oh no, I have a flat tire. And I don't have a spare for it. I have spoken to a wrecker who has a wheel, and I've talked to him to get a spare. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. I would have to call a tow truck and they'd come out and help me out. But, you know, I wasn't really excited about that. But I pulled off at the next exit. I limped it there because it wasn't a really good place to stop. And that was a KFC right there. So I pulled into that parking lot. I went outside. All the tires had air in them. All of them looked fine. But then I had a closer look at the right rear tire, and the lug nuts were completely loose. There was this much space between the lug nut and the wheel. So I thought, ooh, no, that's not good at all. So I went through the tools I had, and unfortunately, I did not have a lug nut wrench. Because I didn't have a spare, I never thought about bringing one. But I had some other things, adjustable wrench. I managed to tighten them up just a little bit at least, and then I checked my phone. I thought, okay, let me get to a gas station and I can buy or borrow a lug nut wrench there. There was a gas station across the street. It was like 300 meters away. I thought, great, let me do that. So I limped it there and went inside and went to the section where they have some car things, because gas stations, it's just food. It's a grocery store. They had tow ropes, they had some jumper cables, they had washer fluid and oil, things like that, but not a lug nut wrench. So I asked them, because they also rented out little trailers. I asked them, hey, do you have a lug nut wrench I can borrow? And they said no. What is that? So I Googled and showed them a picture. Like, I've never seen one of those before. And yeah, that's fun. When you're at a major gas station, you're not going to get any further, because that little 300 meter, they were loose again. Because I had just a little wrench. I couldn't really tighten them up. So I thought, you know what? Let me get some snacks for us. So I got them, and then I thought, I'll just ask people to come to a gas station. It's a pretty big, busy gas station. Someone must have one in the car. No one did. And I want to preface by saying that every other car I have one. I just did not put one in here, and it's really dumb, but just because I didn't have a spare. I never thought about it. But, no one had one. I asked about 40 different people. No one had one. Finally, or actually one of the people I asked was a really nice older man in a white Subaru, and I wish I got his name and all that, but I did not. He said, no, I don't have one. Sorry. I have one of those, just pumps that inflates the tires with the stuff, the sticky stuff in the tires. So I was like, okay. And then I went back into the tow truck and hanging out with my son, which is also not, great. So I called my wife and I said, worst case, you need to come and at least pick him up and he can come home. It would be like an hour and a half drive for her. I spoke to a friend of mine who was like an hour away, and I know he had some tools, and he was all about to get in the car to come to my place. While I was on the phone with him, the white Subaru drove up to me and he said, you know what? I just checked. There's an auto parts store about 10 minutes down the road, and they're open for another 20 minutes. Do you want me to go and buy you a lug nut wrench? I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, I would love to. Thank you so much. And I was trying to give him some money. He's like, no, I'll just go now before they close. And I'm like, okay, great. He went, and he came back a while later, and what a nice guy. He bought two different ones. I want two different big adjustable ones and some other things, and he would not accept any payment or anything. He said, no, this is my good deed for the summer. And I thought, what a nice man, and what a nice thing to do, just to help a complete stranger out. And so here's the thing. If you remember, I went through the left brake on this, replaced that. The previous owner had replaced the right side of stuff, but never finished the left. And I never thought about checking the lug nuts. And I've driven the car for a bit. Until this happened, I've driven close to 1,000 kilometers, and it's been fine. So it's very, very odd. And the check, they're completely tight now as well. So they must have been just tight enough to make it, but not tight enough after a while. And yeah, completely my fault. I should have checked. I should not trust anyone else's work. I should have checked them myself. But yeah, it's an easy thing to happen. And well, I'm not saying I'm perfect by any sense. It's definitely my fault. But really what I get to, because I know there will be comments, people saying, oh, how could you not check that? How can you not? Have you checked it on every single car you've ever gotten into? Yeah. But it's just a good Samaritan part. That is amazing. Other than that, tow truck's done perfect. It did perfect the rest of the way home. That happened, then we had another 2-hour drive home, and it was fine. Stopped to get had dinner because it ended up being late. We were at that gas station for almost an hour and a half before we managed to get away from there. What I'm quite disappointed at that gas station. It is a major chain. It's Circle K, and it was a big gas station. Yes, they maybe don't have them for sale, but they should have one behind the counter. Because what if, someone else comes in there with a loose wheel? It's just one of those things I think they should have. But no, it was good. The tow truck, the fuel consumption is it's not getting up fully to temperature yet because we're going to do the thermostat. It needs some work, but I just wanted to, try it out for a bit. And it's about 17 liters per 100 kilometers, which is on par with pulling a heavy trailer with a regular gasoline-powered car. So I don't really think that's too bad, and I think we can just improve on it with a tune-up. We still have the old spark plugs and, everything, and it seems to be running better and better the more I drive it. Anyways, long ending there, but I felt like this is a story I want to tell. I wasn't really in the mood to film when it all happened because that wasn't, of course, it doesn't feel great. But now it's the next day. It feels fine. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Until next time, I'm Adam. This is Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.